Hello, and welcome to this Anatomy and Physiology Bio 201 video lecture on the integumentary system. I'm Mr. Kennedy, and I'll be your guide as we explore this topic together. We begin by introducing the organs of the integumentary system. The organs of the integumentary system include the skin, its accessory structures, which include the hair, nails, and glands, as well as blood vessels, muscle, and nerves. The integumentary system maintains the body's integrity. It maintains temperature, converts inactive vitamin D to its active form, provides sensory information, and helps maintain homeostasis. This graphic will provide you with a basic understanding of the contributions of the integumentary system to our homeostatic functions in the body. The other body systems and their homeostatic functions are also listed here. The skin. The skin has three major layers: the outer layer, called the epidermis, the inner layer, called the dermis, and the subcutaneous or sub-Q layer, also called the hypodermis, which is located underneath the dermis. This illustration shows all the different structures of the skin. Take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with the names and locations of each item in this diagram. Dermatologists are doctors who treat disorders of all the layers of the integumentary system. Here we can see a few maladies associated with each of those layers. The epidermis. The epidermis contains four major types of cells: keratinocytes, melanocytes, intraepidermal macrophage, and tactile epithelial cells. Each is illustrated here. Keratinocytes produce keratin, a tough, fibrous protein that provides protection, while melanocytes produce the pigment melanin, which gives color to your skin. The intraepidermal macrophage are involved in our immune responses, and tactile epithelial cells function in the sensation of touch. The epidermis is composed of 4 layers in thin skin and 5 layers in thick skin. They are, from deep to superficial, the stratum basal, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, the stratum lucidium, the layer only present in thick skin, and the stratum corneum. Those layers can be seen in these illustrations. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the appearance and proper placement of each layer. Types of skin. Thin skin is sometimes referred to as hairy skin, covers all the body regions except the palms or palmar surfaces of the digits and soles. Thick or hairless skin covers the palms, palmar surfaces of your digits, and soles. Skin pigments. Melanin is produced by melanocytes in the stratum basal. The amount of melanin produced by the melanocytes is genetically determined. That melanin secretion can also be influenced by environmental factors, such as exposure to ultraviolet light. Albinism is a congenital disorder characterized by the complete or partial absence of pigment in the skin, hair, and eyes due to a defect in an enzyme involved in the production of melanin. Vitiligo is a chronic disorder that causes depigmentation patches in the skin. The precise cause is unknown, but it is most likely a combination of genetic factors coupled with a disorder of the immune system or an autoimmune disease. The dermis. The dermis is composed of connective tissue containing collagen and elastic fibers. It contains 2 regions: the papillary region, which lies just below the epidermis, and the reticular region, which consists of dense, irregular connective tissue. The subcutaneous layer, again also referred to as the sub-Q or hypodermis, is the layer that attaches the skin to the underlying tissues and organs. Skin receptors. The skin receptors can be placed superficially or deep. The skin contains different types of sensory receptors. The superficial receptors are referred to as type 1 cutaneous mechanoreceptors, free nerve endings, and corpuscles of touch and hair root plexuses. The deep receptors are laminated corpuscles. This depiction will give you an idea of where the different receptors can be located in your skin. This is a second depiction illustrating receptors of your skin and the accessory structures of the skin. Hair. Hair is present on most surfaces except the palms, anterior surfaces of fingers, and the soles of your feet. It is composed of dead, keratinized epidermal cells. Genetics determines the thickness, distribution, and color. The parts of a hair include the shaft, which is above the skin surface, the follicle, which is below the level of the skin, and a root that penetrates into the dermis. The root includes an epithelial root sheath and a dermal root sheath. This is an illustration of hair as it penetrates through the layers of skin. And this is an illustration of all of the substructures associated with hair. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the labeled items in this picture. Skin glands. The skin contains 4 types of glands: sebaceous or oil glands that are connected to hair follicles, eccrine, sweat glands, which are the most numerous, apocrine, sweat glands, which are located mainly in hairy skin, and cerniferous glands, which are modified sweat glands located in the ear canal. Nails. Nails are an accessory structure made of keratinized epidermal cells. Nail structures include the free edge, the transparent nail body, also known as the plate, with a whitish luna at its base, a nail root embedded in a fold of skin. This diagram gives you an accurate depiction of each of the aforementioned items. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with each labeled item in this picture. Wound healing. There are 2 kinds of wound healing processes that can occur in skin. The differences between them depend on the depth of the injury. Epidermal wound healing occurs following superficial wounds that affect only the epidermis. Deep wound healing occurs when an injury extends to the dermis and the subcutaneous layer, which is illustrated here. Finally, we'll look at the development of the integumentary system. The epidermis develops from the ectoderm in the embryo. Nails, hair, and skin glands are epidermal derivatives. The dermis develops from the mesoderm, as illustrated here. This concludes our coverage of the integumentary system.